Go.
Fantastic. How are you doing?
I'm doing good, thanks. And you?
I'm all good, thanks. Congratulations on your G-Sport Public Choice Award.
Thank you very much.
How does it feel to be honored?
It makes me feel so happy because I'm so young still, and it's an award that's usually won by older women. It just makes me feel good that my success is honored and represented.
You're 15 years old right now, hey?
Yeah.
And you've been competing against older players for quite some time, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I have been playing against 2 to 3 age groups older than me, or I've been playing against women or ladies.
So you were in Malaysia at the end of last year, and yeah, you really exceeded expectations there, I believe. I read that you started as the number 17 seed and then ended up at number 9, correct?
Yes, in Malaysia.
Were you happy? Were you happy with that outcome?
Yes, I was very happy with the outcome because in 2017, I didn't do as well as I did in 2019, which is awesome. Coming in the top 10 in each tournament in Malaysia and Singapore feels very good.
You've said before that you want to go pro one day. Do people when you say that to them, do they treat you as if it's something that can happen, or do they ever try to discourage you?
No, most of the people say I'm capable of being the number 1 in the world one day, if I just carry on training, working hard, and doing my best.
What would you say to somebody who doesn't really understand what being a professional squash player entails? What would be the first thing that you would like more people to know about?
There's a lot of training that goes into being a top player or someone who is doing well, because you have to train. It makes you better and better each time, and hard work and keeping focused in what you do really helps a lot.
I believe your dad was the one who sparked your love for the game.
Yes. Yeah.
Anybody else?
I started first watching my dad when I was 7 years old. So he's basically the one who taught me everything I know and a few other people. But there are like top players like Muhammad Al-Shabagi, and other players that make me want to keep going.
Would you say that all of your sporting heroes have been in squash, or do you have any outside?
Yeah, I do have outside, like perhaps Serena Williams, Roger Federer, Usain Bolt, Cristiano Ronaldo. Those are players that I look up to.
Yeah, a lot of very world renowned names over there. Do you think that squash is a sport that over time can start to produce these sorts of world famous athletes? And do you think that the top squash players have been getting enough recognition?
I don't think the top players have been getting enough recognition because they do so well, but squash is still a small sport because it's not known by a lot of people. Not a lot of people know how to play squash or what happens in squash. So, and besides, it's not in the Olympics. It's not an Olympic sport. So one day I would like squash to be an Olympic sport and hopefully play in it, and the top players to be seen in the world.
And do you believe that will happen over the next few years? It will start getting more recognition.
Hopefully it does, but it's a slow process though. But as we go, squash is becoming bigger. It's being known by quite a lot of people now. I tell my peers that this is how you play squash, and people are my family. I tell them how to play squash or how it's played. So hopefully in a few years it becomes big.
You're from Centurion, am I correct?
Yes.
Mm. Do you feel as if maybe you could reach a point where youngsters from Centurion, from nearby areas, even from across South Africa, look at you as an example of somebody who really made squash a sport that that people felt like they could come up and express themselves in and get recognition for.
Yes, I would like to be an example or someone that's a person that's being looked up to, because I believe I am doing the right things. I'm going to school, I'm training, I'm starting kind of a life for myself, which is good. And I think that is a good example for younger people or, or any person in general to do well and to be focused on what they do.
Does it ever get really difficult balancing your squash aspirations with your studies at school?
Um, it does become difficult because I really want to do well all the time in academics. But I always ensure, my parents always tell me that academics is first, then sports. So academics is always a priority.
Understood. Lastly, do you have a message for the people who helped you get the Public Choice Award?
Yes, I do. I just want to say thank you for the nomination and to everyone who voted for me. Winning the Public Choice Award makes my heart very, very warm and thankful for that. And to all my friends, my family, people I don't know, I thank you very much for voting for me. And hopefully you watch my journey on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Malinga Awande.